Hello and welcome back to another Python tutorial. So what we're going to be doing on this one is we are going to be creating your first Python program. Now we're going to stick with tradition and we're going to do the whole hello world thing. So I'll walk you through the basics of basically creating Python, this program in Python, and we will create a simple program that prints out a message. So begin by opening up any Python IDE that you prefer. I'm using VS Code, but you can use the Python IDLE, you can use PyCharm, you can use Notepad if you really want to. You can use anything you want to do. So once you've got your IDE open, create yourself a new file by clicking on File and then click New File. So now you've got here, you need to check that you've got the Python file and make sure you then go and save it. So I've gone File, Save As, Test, and I'm going to go for test number 5.py because why not? So you now have a new test file. So it looks just like this, and we are going to start typing. So if I want to print something onto the screen, say for example I want to print hello world, which we are going to stick with because, you know, reasons. I am just going to zoom you in ever so slightly and then zoom you back out again. There we go. So if I've got this, and I want this to come out onto the screen, so when I run it, I want the user to be able to see these words. If I right click and run Python file at the moment, it will print it out, but we have a syntax error. So I know you can't see that right now. Give me 1 second. There we go. I figured out how to zoom in. So we do have an error. So what's happened is we've not written it in Python code, we've written it in English. So let's see what we need to do. So we first of all would need to get rid of that, and we would type the word print, open brackets, quotation marks, hello world. Oopsie, just like that. So what this is saying is this is first of all putting it into Python. So this is language that the IDE can understand. You're saying you want to print to the screen the words hello world. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. There we go. So we've got now printed hello world. So this is a very simple program that prints out the message hello world to the console. So we've seen the input, which is up here, and we've seen the output, which is down here. So to save the file, we can just literally go Control and S, and that will save the file for us. Or every time we run it, it will save for us. So just let's try something. So what if we say print hello world, I love Python coding, like that. Now you can see up here, I didn't mean to do that, I've just done, let me do that again. I just pressed a back button on my mouse. So print hello world, like that, and then I'm going to copy that, paste it underneath, and I'm going to put Python programming. We'll go with programming. There we go. So if I run that, run line, you can see that they are underneath each other. So because I've done two print statements, they have put themselves underneath each other. I could, if I wanted, get rid of that, put a comma, and try that. And at that point, they would print on the same line. Okay, this is like the break in HTML and CSS. It's like the break of the line. So you've seen the output, and the other thing I wanted to say is if we, oh, I know why I made the old one. Do you know something? Anyway, if we go to here, you can see that little circle that appears. That means it's not been saved. So if I run it, it will save it for me. If I make some changes and I click Control and S, it will automatically save it for me. Now, it's a very simple program, and you will make a lot more complex a lot more complex programs as you go through, but that is your first Python program written. So it's printed out the message, hello world, to the console. Now that you've created your first program, let's take a closer look at the code. So we have slightly looked at this. So the print statement is actually built into Python. It's a built-in function. It allows you to output text to the console. So we're going to pass it the string, which is anything that's in speech marks like this. This is a string. This is the data type that we're talking about. So we are going to pass it the string of hello world in this case, and this is going to be called an argument to the function. So we're going to send this as an argument to the function. So we're basically saying, take this message, put it to the screen. If you want to learn more about the print function or any other built-in functions in Python, there is the official Python documentation that you can check out. So if I just pull that to the screen, if you go to documentation, you can look at either of these. I'm just going to go to Python docs. And if I want to do a quick search, do the print, it will tell me all of the things. So everything that's come about print. So if I click on that, for example, when it loads, it's searching, doing something. To do print function, see if that makes a difference. I'll just pause it while it comes back. There we go. So we'll hit print functions. I'm going to click on that, and it's come up with information all about the print function. So it is useful to have a look at this as well if you do get a chance. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope you found it useful and helpful, and I hope you're excited now to start writing your own programming code. So thanks for watching, and happy coding!